Hello everybody, thank you for joining us today and welcome to AISD Athletics. My name is Kevon Liebert and I'm the Public Relations Director for Austin ISD Athletics. I'm joined today by Coach Lil Anderson, Athletic Director for AISD, and Coach Joe Frank Martinez, Athletic Coordinator and Head Football Coach at William B. Travis High School. Coach Anderson, how are you doing today?
Good, Kevon. How are you doing today?
Good. And Coach Martinez, how are you doing today?
Good. Great to be here.
All right, Coach Anderson, it's been a little bit while since we were on the show and we talked. Can you give us an update of anything that's happened since the last time we talked to the viewers?
Sure thing. We're definitely excited about what's going on in athletics around the district. I was definitely really pleased to get House Park back in place, with all the rain and floods that we had on Memorial Day. That was something that took a lot of work this summer in order to get back in place. So we had construction crews on place. Our AISD athletic staff and our maintenance staff also did a great job of getting that place cleaned up. It took us 94 days from the start, when the flood happened, to get back out there on the field, which is unprecedented. So thank you to everyone that came out and supported that and helped get that field back in place. We were able to use it for the entirety of this season. It's been a great place. I've had nothing but positive results coming from all the fans, all the players, all the coaches that have been out there on that field. So we're happy about that. In addition to that, we have our core values with AISD Athletics. We've aligned our core values with accountability, integrity, structure, and discipline. And those are things that we want all of our coaches coaching and teaching at our high schools. And I'm happy that Joe Frank here has got a subset of those core values that he's working with his kids at William B. Travis High School. And our motto is actually teach more than a game. And so that's something that we've always talked about ever since the inception of athletics. And so it's something that's going really well here.
Yeah, that's one thing we're really excited about today is to talk to Coach Joe Frank Martinez about his program and things that he's doing there. To get us started, though, Coach Martinez, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I grew up in Del Rio, Texas. Went to Del Rio High School, played football there primarily. Also played a little bit of basketball and baseball. And I've been at Travis High School for 12 years, 2 years as athletic coordinator, head football coach. Coach multiple sports there and just always been passionate about athletics and just enjoy giving back. Had some good coaches that taught me the right way growing up and inspired me to be a coach, and I'm glad to work with our kids and give them an opportunity to become better men and better women.
So is Travis the only place you've ever coached at?
Yes, been there 12 years, the only place I've been at.
And that's your home?
Yeah, started as a freshman football coach and coached anything from softball to wrestling to girls track to soccer, and now I'm head football coach and athletic coordinator.
What was the journey like going from freshman coach all the way up to head coach now?
Well, I saw every aspect of it. As a freshman coach, you come in at the bottom of the barrel. I've had every job with the athletics, with the football program, as far as laundry and in charge of setting the sprinklers to just any kind of work orders or maintenance issues. Had a coach before that asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be a head football coach, and he said, I'm going to give you every job that I can think of to make sure you know the ins and outs of this whole program, not just football, but all of athletics. You know what's going on, so when they come to you and say, hey, what's the problem here, where can I fix it, you know what the answer is. So I started off hanging laundry, and now I'm an athletic coordinator, head football coach, so it's been a journey.
Definitely. Now, like Coach Anderson said, our motto is teaching more than the game, and I know that aligns with you and your program. What are your core values?
We just looked at it when we took over. We wanted to make sure that our kids, they understood it was more than a game. It is more than a game. There's life out there, and life is tough, and they're gonna get hit with some adversity, and how are they gonna respond to that? So our core values are just real simple. There's 5 core values. Be honest is number 1. Is making sure that you're honest with yourself and honest with those people that are around you. The second thing is just to do what's right. These are high school age. They're teenagers, they're young adults, they know right from wrong, so we ask you to do what's right, do the right thing at all times. The next thing is just to work hard. Work hard in everything that you do, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the field, whether it's out, just with your family, whatever you do, just work hard in all you do. And then 4 and 5 are real simple, and it's just taking care of the person next to you. So it's take care of each other and love each other. And those are things that maybe you don't see a lot of, in athletics, people talking about that. Just taking care of the person next to you and loving on that person, and all of those things. You do all those things, and then the winning takes care of itself. And that's what we're working on. is teaching these young men and women to do those things and to live by those core values, and then the winning part will take care of itself.
That's awesome, because those core values are directly aligned with our core values and what we want as a whole for athletic department. You also have a standard of excellence. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, our standards of excellence are just, it spells out Travis.
Okay.
And it starts with trust. Just trust in yourself, trust in those people around you. The R is respect. And with the R, we talk a lot about, you see out just in the world, just different things about domestic violence and things like that that are so important to talk about. So the R is respect for women, respect for yourself, and respect for your relationships. So we tell our young men, make sure that when you're talking to a female, that you're talking to them with respect. Whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's a female teacher, whether it's your aunt, your mother, your grandmother, whoever that is, that you're talking with respect. And then we also tell our female athletes, you make sure that these young men are talking to you the right way. That you're not doing things out there to put yourself out there and making yourself look bad or things like that. You got to respect yourself as a female, and then also just respect the relationships, whether it's a friend of yours or it's a girlfriend or it's a relative. Just respecting that relationship. Then we go into accountability, just making sure that we're holding each other accountable. The V is for victorious, and that is victorious in the classroom first. Because we don't have athletics without the classroom, and that's so important. So being victorious in the classroom, and then that leads to you being victorious on the field. And then the I is integrity, just doing the right thing at the right time, whether someone's there watching or somebody's not, that you're doing the right thing. And when you do all of these things with our core values and all of our standards of excellence, and you do all these things, then that leads to success. And the success in the classroom, success on the athletic field, and success most importantly in life.
Those are really good. I know that's part of the whole character building thing that we are pushing right now. Coach Anderson, can you speak to that and how we're trying to build character amongst our students and any initiatives we have going on in the district?
Absolutely, Kevon, and you're right. And what Joe Frank is doing at Travis High School is a specific example of what we're trying to do at all of our schools. Is building character in those student athletes. That's really important. These kids, they're not going to play football forever. They're not going to play basketball forever. They're not going to run track forever. They're going to have to graduate from high school. They're going to have to move on to the next phase of life. For some of them, that may be college. We hope it's all college. For some, it may be going to work. There's going to be different avenues that they do. But whatever they do, we want to teach them now how to live their life and some things that are going to stick with them, like the trust, like the respect, like the integrity, the accountability. Those are things that are going to stick with them for the rest of their lives. And it's very imperative that our coaches are teaching that to all of their student athletes so that they will have that when they move on to that next phase in life. So that is a big initiative for us right now. Like Joe Frank just said, with the domestic violence awareness campaign, that's a big campaign that we had this year as well. We had a great turnout at House Park in October to kick off the month of October, which we did two things. One was a domestic violence awareness campaign for the entire month, in which we wore purple ribbons to bring awareness to that. Purple ribbons were for the girls for volleyball, and then we had purple stickers on the back of the football helmets, which was great. It was also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I know Joe Frank did a great job with his team, and he's going to tell you more about that in a second, with writing some letters and so forth. But those are a couple of the big initiatives that we've had as a district in terms of kicking those things off. And again, it's about teaching the young men more than the game, so that when they graduate from our programs in high school, they will move on to the next phase in life and be prepared to be successful.
Now, Coach Anderson, tell me a little bit about the partnership with UT that we're undertaking in the spring for the captains at our schools.
Well, I'm really fortunate. We've gotten a chance to partner with Darren Roberts at the University of Texas, and he's actually started really one of the most innovative programs across the nation in the Center for Sports Leadership and Innovation. And he's been great to work with. I really do think that you're going to start to see other programs, other universities across the nation kind of pattern a program like what he's implemented at UT. He's got a lot of support from the president and so forth with this program. But in a nutshell, there's a couple items that he's working on. One is character development with the student athletes that are there. And then we've partnered with that. The other thing is a Captain's Academy that we're doing. We're going to be looking to implement this in the upcoming spring. We're definitely excited about it. But basically the way it works is we're going to partner with the captains of our individual sport teams. So you get your captains from football, your captains from basketball, track, volleyball, cross country, whatever. Get all of your team captains, and we're going to meet with them and have some workshops on the campuses of the schools. We'll also have some workshops at UT where we'll bring these captains in, and we're going to talk about some leadership activities that they can engage in, that they can learn from. And they will get a chance to take these leadership activities, learn from them, and then also take them back to their specific teams and to their campus so that they can help change the culture and the climate of the individual campuses, the schools themselves. I think it's going to be a very powerful thing. It's something that has not been done before anywhere that I know of. But it's a great idea, great concept, and we're working with Darren Roberts and the Center for Sports Leadership and Innovation at UT on this initiative. So I'm definitely excited about that.
Now, Coach Martinez, that's a district level initiative. Coach Anderson talked about a little while ago. Can you tell me about some of your campus level initiatives, such as the things you guys did for breast cancer awareness?
Yes. We want to create just a better person. We talk about, we know we're going to make better athletes by the things that we do because we're all good coaches, but we want to, more importantly, we want to make sure that we're molding a better person for later on in life. So there's many things that we do. Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we show PowerPoints for that during a bye week on different things from this is sexual harassment, this is flirting, what is the difference between the two? Mm-hmm. So, things like that. But one of my most favorite things is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So a few years ago, I was an assistant coach, and our kids wanted to wear pink. And I just thought, I said, what do you want to wear this pink for? You want to wear this to look cool, or do you want to wear this, to show support to those females that have breast cancer? So, most of the time the answer was, we want to look cool. Yes. So, and that's not what it's about. This is such just a difficult disease to deal with. So when I was an assistant, I told my linebackers, I said, hey, I'll let you guys wear one thing that's pink, but it's going to cost you. I said, you're going to have to write a letter to a female that that has breast cancer, and you're going to talk to that female through that letter and dedicate a game to them. Just let them know that, hey, we're here to support you. Whatever you've been going through, or maybe this person's been an inspiration to me. We're going to let them know, put our feelings down in a letter, and we're going to dedicate one game through the month of October, and we're going to dedicate that game, and we're going to play for that person. So the week of the game, the Monday of the game, I'll collect all the letters, and the Monday I'll say, all right, you dedicated the McCallum game, you dedicated the Crockett game, whatever it is, and that person will deliver the letter to the female of their choice, and they'll let them know that they're playing that game for them. So, just to see our young men putting their feelings and emotions down on a piece of paper and then dedicating it to somebody that's important to them, and then just imagine that female getting that letter who has breast cancer or any other form of cancer, whatever it might be, and to know that we're on your side and we're supporting you through this difficult battle. And then along with that, we also pick a game where we're the home team, and we bring back somebody that has either had breast cancer or any other form of cancer, and they're our honorary captain for the game.
That's awesome.
So the last 2 years, we picked two females that have been associated with Travis High School. We had a booster mom, and then also a teacher that was at Travis High School for 25 years. Okay. And so those two ladies were our honorary captains, and they come and they're the ones that give the pregame speech before the game. Awesome. And just to see, it's an emotional time, because you see in this female, she's having to I guess relive all the things that when she found out she had cancer, what she did to try to beat it, to fight it, all those things. And then you just see our players, and some of them are crying, and it's just a real emotional thing. But I feel like our players need to see that, because it's real. It's real. That's as real as it gets. This is a game that we're teaching them. But what are you going to do if they, hopefully this never happens, but what are you going to do if a doctor says, hey, you've got cancer, or you've got this disease, or are you just going to okay, well, I'm done, and you're going to give up, or you're going to fight for yourself and for your family and try to beat this. So it's a wonderful thing to have our players see that, and then that person will lead us out to the tunnel. And instead of running out of the tunnel, she'll be at the front, and we'll hold hands and we'll walk out as a team together. Because it's just about more than just wearing the pink. It's something that we decided. So now we do it with our whole team. That was just with the position when I was there. Now that I'm the head coach at Travis, we do it. Our whole team does it. So everybody's involved with it, and just to show our support, it's more about wearing the pink. What are you doing? Are you donating money? Are you helping find a cure? Or, are you visiting those people that are sick? It's about giving back to your community. So that's my favorite thing that we do with our programs outside of athletics.
That's awesome. I know that the lessons that you learn from that, like you already alluded to, they stay with the students forever.
Yes.
The athletes are going to remember that, and they're going to have adversity in their life. Something's going to come up, and they're going to remember those moments where they learned through sports, through athletics, through caring for others, that they got to keep pressing on. I mean, that's huge. That's really big. Are there any other initiatives that you guys are doing, or things that you've done on campus that have really stuck out to you, that have helped with the athletes build their character or just make them better men?
Well, we do a character development with them, and we're actually starting one now that we're in off season. We're starting one right now, and it's just one that was written by D.W. Rutledge, who's
legendary.
He's legendary, yes,
sir.
And he's in charge of our association, and just building the foundation and showing these young men, just different things, attitude, character, integrity, all these things that they need to know. So we're going to go through that whole book in our off season and take a little bit of time every day, whether it's 15 minutes a day where they do those lessons and they do that character development, and just to help them become better people, because that's what it's all about. Is we've got to, if we don't do it, they might not hear it, at home or on the, out there in their everyday life. So we're going to make sure that we're at the forefront of this, and we're going to lead the way, and we're going to teach them how to be a good person and a good man, and also good women.
And that's what I just want to add quickly, that
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate that you guys are doing that. It definitely falls in line with what we have as our district initiatives. But you're right. The point that I think a lot of people don't realize is that these student athletes, they spend so much time with their coaches.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there's a lot of time practicing, your time on the bus, there's time at the games and so forth. And so they spend a lot of time. And so they look up to these coaches that are in place. And so, and they may not have someone at home teaching them or talking to them about accountability, about integrity, about the structure and the discipline that they need to have in their lives. So the fact that our coaches are actually taking time to spend time to specifically talk about those items is important. And again, it goes back because they spend so much time with our student athletes that, hey, you've got to do this. It's really important. They may not get it any other way. So our coaches in AISD are doing that.
Yes, sir. There's definitely that old saying about coaches impacting more students in a year than most people do in a lifetime. And I know that's true. When you have, let's say, just football, you have 100 students on your team and you're impacting them. But you're the athletic coordinator over the whole school. How does this relate to the entire campus? How do you guys implement this with all your students and all of the athletes that you have?
Well, we ask all of our teams to do some kind of character development.
Okay.
So it's not just football doing it. Everybody's got to do something. One thing that we started this year is every sport in the off season they get to pick, but they've all got to do at least one community service activity as a team. So we live it up to the coaches and to the players. Whatever is close and dear to their heart, they get to pick what they want to do. But they've all got to do something to give back to the community. We've done some things with Special Olympics on field day where football's gone to volunteer for that. That was just an amazing experience to see these kids, participating in the field day, and our kids are helping them. We've gone to Dell Children's Hospital. That was such an emotional thing. You got some of our kids that are, that are crying, in there when we're leaving. They're like, man, coach, that kid, and then these kids in the hospital, they're sick, they got something wrong, and they're still living, they're still fighting, and just for us to go and help them, whether it's playing a video game or playing checkers, whatever it is, just to brighten their day, and our kids see that, and maybe they're like, man, my life is pretty good compared to that. Maybe this kid here, and we told them before we went, we said, guys, these kids are sick. They're in the hospital. You got to understand that. He said, they might not be here next week. We don't know what's going to help. Hopefully they get better, but that's life. It's part of it. So our kids see that and they understand that, and it just helps them just to realize that life is short, and you need to make sure like we go back to the core values. Make sure you're taking care of each other. Make sure you're loving each other. If it's a holiday weekend or something, we make sure we always tell our players. We try to tell them as much as we can that we love you guys. But when they leave for the holidays like Thanksgiving, we'll tell them hey, make sure you tell somebody you love them. Make sure that you tell your mother, your father, your aunt, whoever, somebody. It's your grandma that takes care of you. Somebody, you've got a good life because somebody at home is taking care of you. Whether they're putting food on the table or they got a roof over your head, somebody is going out of their way to make sure you have a better life. So tell that person thank you. Tell that person that you love them. So
that's awesome.
That's what it's all about.
So I have some great high school football coaches and great high school basketball coaches. I love them, but we never did anything close to what you're talking about. I can imagine that instills a great sense of pride within your athletes, and they just knowing that they've been able to help other people in the community go and see children, be able to do volunteer work. That's pretty awesome. What other things are you guys doing to help build the pride of your athletes and the whole school?
Well, when we first took over, one of the first things that we did was, our kids didn't even know the school song. So it was just something that I said, man, how do we not know the school song? So one of the first days of practice is I typed it up and put it on just cut out little sheets of paper, and we handed it out to everybody. I said, all right, repeat after me. Let's read this thing together. And it took us a couple of days to do that. Then we started to say it. And then after the first week, we took the sheets of paper away and we said, all right, sing it. So, now we sing it all the time. We sing it after practice, we sing it obviously after our games, and, that goes with the whole school. It's about having that pride and knowing that, you're not playing for yourself, you're playing for this school and this community, your teammates next to you. It's about having that pride and doing things right. Another thing that we did is we call it School Spirit Night. So we took anybody that wanted to go that was in off season. And this one was we picked softball, and we took football, we took basketball, and some track guys, and we all got together, had some pizza together, and we all went to watch a softball game.
That's awesome.
So we got on the bus and went to the softball game, and before the game started, our kids sang the school song, and our softball girls were looking around like, what is going on here? We've never had this many people in the stands. We've never had the school song, so we're there cheering them, and, we all had sunflower seeds, and we're just enjoying the game. and after the game, they're cheering, throughout the game, and hey, better swing, and all these things. And it was just to show support that, hey, these girls are working hard too. And they put in lots of hours just like football does, just like everybody else does. So we're going to go support them and show them, hey, we're all on their side. We're all rebels. And at the end of the game, we all got in a circle and we all sang the school song together.
That's
with the softball girls. So just having that school spirit and making sure that we know we're all on the same team and we're all fighting the same fight. So let's do it together.
That's great, because that goes back to your core values and those last two you talked about, caring for each other, right, and loving one another. And I love how that extends past just your football team.
Yes. That
extends to the entire school, going out there. Like you said, softball doesn't always have a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So it's amazing for them to come and cheer for them and to do the school song. And that's going to just encourage everybody in the school.
Yes, and it all starts with our summer program. We have RIP Camp, and there we encourage everybody to come to that. It doesn't matter what sports you play. We go out and it's like we recruit our own players at school. Like, hey, you coming to RIP Camp? Hey, am I going to see softball at RIP Camp? We invite every sport, male or female. And then we go get the dance team. We go get the cheerleaders.
Nice.
We go get everybody. And then as we're working out in the summer, and we're all grinding and we're all working, that's where we talk about those core values. That's where we talk about the standards of excellence. That's where we sing the school song. So now they all know, hey, we are all a part of this thing, and everybody's working hard. We're all working together. So that's where we started at is in the summer, and to go out through the whole school year. Then it just spreads, and it's contagious, and it's contagious in a good way.
So you're doing a whole lot to build school pride, which is awesome. Talk about things like RIP Camp and stuff like that, and the School Spirit Night. How are you reaching the next generation of William B. Travis athletes that are at the younger stages, elementary, middle school?
Yes. Well, we always try to go visit our middle schools as much as we can to make sure that they know that this is the high school that we want them to go to. But it even starts beyond that. So we have a elementary school night that we do during football, where we invite all our kids to come up from all our feeder schools, all 7 of our elementary schools, and they just come hang out in the end zone before the game. And then when the team comes out, we give them high fives, we let them wear the helmets and things like that, and then they run through the tunnel with us, and they stay for the whole game, and they watch the game, and then we make an announcement and acknowledge them. But we invite all of our elementary schools, so that's important there. Dawson Elementary had a career day, so we took some football players and we took some wrestlers, and just to go visit with them and ask them, what they wanted to be when they grew up. We took some shoulder pads, and we took some helmets, and we took some headgear from wrestling, and we let them wear it. And
nice.
You got these little kids with big old helmets on and shoulder pads on, and they're getting down in a 3-point stance and messing around a little bit. So we want them to know, they have options in Austin. It's not a town that just has one high school, and when you're a little kid, this is what I'm going to be when I grow up. So we got to show these kids, like, hey, this is where we want to go to school. At elementary school, I want to be a Travis Rebel. This is where I want to go to high school. So we want to work it all the way up. And it just started, when I was in high school. It's something that we did was we went to go visit all the elementary schools when we went on an out-of-town trip, just to show them that as a high school player, you look up to college guys and NFL guys. Mm-hmm. Well, as an elementary student, this might be your NFL guy right here. This might be the guy you look up to. Those guys, that are in high school that are playing football, because that's what you want to do. So we want to reach out to that younger generation and make them proud and make them want to be a Travis Rebel.
Nice. Okay, so in final remarks, closing up, what would you say to any coaches that want to do what you did at your school? Is it easy to implement? Is it hard, or do they just need to start doing it?
It takes a lot of work, but
Okay.
once you get it going, it's easy to look at the big picture. Gotcha. And just be like, hey, yes, we're playing a game and we want to win. More than anybody out there, we want to win. But it's not about the wins and the losses. There's going to be a time when our careers are over, and they're not going to sit back and look, well, you won this many games and lost this many games. It's going to be about the lives that we touched and the impact that we had. What was your ability to love and to be loved, and did you give back to the community? Did you do what was right? Did you teach these guys, beyond the game? That's what it's all about, because, when these students graduate, they're going to go on to the real world. They're going to go on to college. They're going to go on to work. They're going to have their own lives, and life is tough, and there's adversity out there. But hopefully we taught them the right thing, because somebody taught me, somebody taught you. Everybody's been taught by somebody. So we just want to give back and make sure that we're positive and productive citizens in the world.
Gotcha. Coach Anderson, what would you say about the district support and implementing any of these programs?
Absolutely. That's something that we're asking all our coaches to do, is to implement a character development program. We're going to help them with that. We've got resources available to help with that. Where there's some on the website, there's some just through our office. And so it's something we're going to continue to push. I'm really proud of what Joe Frank Martinez is doing at William B. Travis High School. All of our other coaches are on board as well. We're going to keep pushing it, and we're going to try to make AISD Athletics as great as possible for the student athletes that are participating in it.
Gotcha. So, Coach Anderson, the district just rolled out a new website for AISD Athletics and for all 12 high schools. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely, Kevon. We just launched this year AustinISDathletics.com. And in that is WBT Athletics, which is the athletic website for William B. Travis High School. But basically what that is a website that houses all of our teams for Austin ISD Athletics. So we're definitely excited about that. You can go on there and find all your sports for all of our teams in Austin ISD. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at AISDathletics.com.
Yes, sir. And Coach Martinez, what is your Twitter website?
Twitter, you can follow us at WBT Athletics. And then our website is rebelstrue.com.
Rebelstrue.com, all right. Thank you guys for being on the show today. This was great. Learned a lot. I'm really excited about the things going on at AISD, especially with the athletic program and going on beyond that. So, Coach Martinez, thank you for being on here today.
Thank you, and thank you for all your support. It really means a lot to know that we're all fighting the same battle from the top all the way to the bottom, and we're all in it together.
Absolutely.
And we will make a difference.
Sure will. Thank you, too.
And Coach Anderson, thank you as well.
Sure.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us as well. My name is Kevon Liebert, and this has been AISD Athletics, where we believe that we are teaching more than the game.